Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have another edition of the Nail Polish News, which is a video format where I round up all the new collections, some of the nail polish drama going on, any kind of like brand closures or openings or anything that's just kind of like interesting to me and related to the nail polish community. This is kind of a niche community, but there's like so much going on all the time. And when I used to be like really into makeup content, there used to be like makeup news roundups, and I also love YouTube drama channels for some reason, even though I don't even know who half the people they're talking about are. I still watch it. I don't know. Love slop content. So this is just my version of that. And you guys seem to really like these videos, so I've been just slowly collecting over time little bits and bobs of stories that I can throw in here. You know, nothing's really typically big enough to have like a dedicated video of its own, so I thought it would be just a fun format. And I have a surprise fun announcement later on in the video related to a project I've been working on, so stay tuned. Before we hop into the news though, I'm sure many of you have noticed like half my swatch wall is gone. It's all in these, I don't know how to point, in these little plastic bags here, because for some reason I was like, I want to audit my swatch sticks. So I've been comparing my swatch sticks to my nail polish spreadsheet, which I'm in the process of revamping and fixing so that I can re-release it to you guys, because I know the link is broken. All in good time, I swear it's coming. But yeah, so that's why half my swatch wall is just gone right now, but it'll be back up eventually. But all that being said, let's hop right into the news. So let's start with some new brands that are coming on to the market. And the first one I want to talk about, because by the time this video goes up, they will have gone live yesterday. This is Lacquer. This is one that I've been excited for ever since I saw the name, because like, let's be honest, you guys know I love a food themed polish. Very cute, very fun. And one of their first posts, or maybe it was their very first post on their Instagram, was this little mood board here, which kind of was giving the vibes of their first collection, which is called the Harvest Hues collection. It's a 6-piece collection, which I will pop up some swatches here. These are by Natalie's Neat Nails. And the collection is very fun, very fall, which is appropriate as we're kind of transitioning into that time period. And this is one I already wanted to love this brand and get into this brand, because I was like, love the name, very cute. They have like a section on their website, I believe it's called like the compost bin or something, for like oops batches and stuff, which is just, I love that they're keeping it all on theme. But then I found out they're like super local to me. Like, no, I'm not gonna do this, but I was like, I could drive over there. Like, that's how close I am to this maker. Once again, not gonna do that. I don't know where she lives. I just know the city she lives in, but I sound insane right now. But like, just the fact that it's so local to me, I was just like, now I double want to support this brand, because it's like cute, fun, right up my alley, and it's someone who's local to me. So I just think, I don't know why, that's really cool. I like buying from Michigan brands specifically because it's like, I live in Michigan, and I don't know, I guess I want to support the old Mitten State, but it's just cool that like the proximity, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being weird about it. But I met the maker at PBE and did not even realize she was the maker until afterwards. And then I was like, oh, I feel so stupid. But just looking at the mood board again, I love that concept. I think it's really cool when brands put out like the mood board, the inspiration and stuff like that, because it's fun to look at and see how that translates in their mind to the polishes. And looking at them side by side, I feel like they really captured the essence of their mood board. So I'm excited to pick these up. I will probably wait until September to grab them, because my birthday's in September and money's not real on your birthday. So I'll feel a little better about it, buying it then. But let me know if you guys would like to see a full swatch and review of this brand, because I'm very excited about it. Another brand I wanted to mention that they're not like as new as Lacquer, where like they just launched yesterday, but this is Sylvan Claw, which is new to me, but they did launch in, I believe, February of this year, and they recently sent me their Spelunking collection, which is their most recent collection, I did do a full swatch and review. And if you guys really like kind of ethereal, eclectic, kind of nature-y type of stuff, this is a brand that I would recommend because a lot of their polishes seem to be inspired by that. Like I said, the most recent collection was called the Spelunking collection, which is all based on like, you know, spelunking. And so I really, really liked that collection, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from the brand, but I just thought I wanted to mention them as well because, like I said, they're very new to me and they are new this year, so I felt like they deserved a little shout out here as well. And then this one. This one is what really got me being like, all right, I gotta make a nail polish news. Have you guys heard of Boldly Lacquer and what's going on with them? Because this is nuts. This brand got themselves canceled before they even launched their brand. So last week or the week before, I was on Facebook and I saw some people talking about this, and so I started digging, and this is just crazy. So Boldly Lacquer, new to the market, they were talking about, I think they wanted to be like cryptids and kind of like spooky and weird and like fun stuff. Everything's like right up my alley. But then they announced their swatchers, and they said they got over, I think, and I can't even pull up screenshots from their Instagram anymore to verify this, to show you guys this. So I'm going off what's left in the old dome here because they deleted their Instagram, which speaks volumes to me. So they said that they had gotten like over 100 applications for people who wanted to be swatchers. And then they announced their swatchers, and this is where a lot of the buzz kind of started because they chose 5 swatchers, and 4 out of the 5 swatchers were white or white in appearance. One person did mention they were indigenous, so I don't want to whitewash them, but 4 out of the 5 swatchers were incredibly light-skinned, similar to my skin tone. And 1 swatcher was black, and that was it. They didn't have a range of skin tones. They didn't have much showing for visual diversity so that you could see how the polishes looked across different skin tones. And people had a problem with that, which I agree with. You know, if you're able to have 5 swatchers right off the bat, that's a great range for diverse skin tones. You don't need 4 white-looking swatchers out of your 5 swatchers. It just doesn't, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Especially, like, this is going to sound really crass, but like, from a marketing standpoint, why wouldn't you want to hit every demographic? Just like, wouldn't you want everybody to be able to see how these polishes look on them? That's only a positive for your marketing, right? Like, I don't know. So people went over to the Instagram, started trying to comment on the swatcher post where it announced the swatchers, and it seems as if the brand started limiting the comments. So like, a lot of people's comments weren't getting through. I did see a few where they were like, why is like the lack of diversity and things like that. And they were saying, you know, oh, we picked the best of the 100 plus swatchers that applied to us. And people were like, well, what are your qualifications? Like, what are you basing this off of? And there wasn't really any good answers. And then some of the people who were chosen as swatchers started getting involved and fighting back, and it became a whole big messy thing. And then today, when I was just writing down all my notes, because all my notes are on my phone, and then I was like, I'm filming on my phone, so I gotta put it to paper. I went to go check their Instagram, and it was just gone. It was just gone. I did see some other people complaining that they wanted diversity in nail length as well. To me, that one, I'm like, to each their own, but I don't really care. I've had long nails, I have short nails, I have medium nails. I've never looked at the length of a nail in a swatch photo and really cared about it. To me, it's more, I think the skin tone thing is the more important of the two. And I was just really surprised that the brand got pretty hostile, it seemed, and like blocking comments with criticism and things like that, which is not a great way to launch your brand. And then the other thing that I didn't care for with this brand was that they openly admit to and are seemingly proud of using AI for their art and their marketing and things like that. And I don't like AI. I don't like it. I think it's theft. in a way. It's theft. It's stealing people's intellectual property to create the art and the articles and the answers it's giving you, and it's not paying out to the people that it's stealing from. It would be one thing if it was using a database where like they paid a premium or like a residual or whatever you call it to the artists or to the authors or whatever every time it used their material to learn from and things like that. But they don't. It's outright theft, because if they had to pay all these artists a fair wage to use their art to train their robot, they'd be broke. So this person had an not an article, but a blog post on their website stating how they were like happy with the fact they use AI and it's a tool and blah 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 blah. That's gone too, as far as I can tell. I went because they got some backlash for the AI thing. So it's just like the Instagram's gone. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if this brand's actually going to come out. Kind of crazy that this happened, but you reap what you sow, I guess. If anybody has any more insight or details on like the Boldly Lacquer situation, drop them down in the comments below, because it's kind of crazy to me that you would literally tank your own brand just before you launch it. Like, it's just bad business decisions. So hopping from new brands and brands that were new and then never were apparently, let's hop into a brand closing. So the other day I was pulling into work and I was sitting in my car dreading entering the office and doom scrolling on my phone when I saw an email from Ice Cream Lacquer, which if you guys aren't familiar, they are the brand that is known for their cute little ice cream cone bottles. You love them or you hate them. I personally love them. I think they're really cute. They're really fun. They are, I don't know if they're necessarily going out of business. I wasn't entirely clear, but they are definitely discontinuing their old line. So they're getting rid of the little ice cream bottles and their Plus line, which comes in these like kind of squarish rectangular bottles. I never bought any of the Plus line because the whole appeal to me from Ice Cream Nails was the fact that their bottles were ice cream cones. But they are currently having like basically like a liquidation sale on all of that. Check out their website. I'm not sure what's left, but it said once it's gone, it's gone. And it said like goodbye for now. Yeah, it's the end of an era sale. And it says up to 90% off everything. This is goodbye, ... for now. So it seems like they've got something else in the pipeline. Maybe a total revamp. I don't really know, but it's kind of nebulous. So if you've always wanted to try them or you want to get some last minute cute little ice cream nail polishes, this is your last chance. And then we've got a couple of price increase announcements. So Holo Taco's price increase finally did go into effect. I believe it was supposed to go on July 31st. I saw some drama surrounding that where it was like they pulled their anniversary collection, like it didn't sell out, and then the price increase went in and people felt weird about that. I didn't totally follow that, but what I do know is that their prices increased between $1 and $2 per bottle. So based off the chart they posted on Instagram, top and base coats, specialty toppers, creams, crellies, other specialty nail polishes, except for those listed next, those will all have gone up by $1. The magnetics and thermals are going up by $1.50, and the linear holographics and multi-chromes went up by $2, and that's in USD. So I don't know if the Canadian pricing followed the same structure or what, but most of my viewers are from the US, so that's all I have for you. I'm sorry. That's what they posted to their Instagram. So $1 to $2, that's pretty steep hike, especially on polishes that were already on like the higher end. I haven't really purchased much from Holo Taco lately. I've got a couple things here and there when something really intrigues me, but to me, it's no longer worth the price. And I will have to really, really want something in order to place that order. They're typically not doing anything so crazy that I can't find something comparable from like a hand-mixed indie brand. And to me, I would rather support a hand-mixed indie brand over a boutique brand. Just personal preference. There's no right or wrong here, I don't think. If you prefer boutiques over handmade, that's fine too. They both have their pros and cons. It's just my preference. I want to support the smaller indie community just because I think it's the most fun and I really enjoy being a part of it. And then the other brand that just announced a price increase was Forget Me Not Lacquer. They actually had like 3 announcements in one. So first of all, they're adding 50 cents to the price of every bottle. They're trying to absorb as much of the cost as they can, according to their Instagram post here. But 50 cents per bottle, that I can handle that. I wish there were no price increases ever at all because, man, everything's getting so expensive. But I get why brands have to do this because in my own company, we have to do that as well. It's the nature of the game, I guess. But not only are they doing that little price increase there, they are also going to not cut down on swatchers, but have fewer swatchers per collection and rotate them so they don't have to, I think, send out as many collections for every, because like that, it costs the brands money because they have to pay postage and they're losing revenue on whatever bottles they would send you. So I get that as well. Having like a rotating base of swatchers is not the worst thing in the world. And they are going to reduce their quantity of releases. And it sounds like maybe smaller, more curated collections. All this just came from their Instagram post, so I haven't seen any of this yet, but, we'll see it as it comes. I think that makes sense, especially given the current economy. Having super frequent, constant, large releases, we just can't all keep up with that. And then the brands are just going to lose money because all that stuff's going to sit on the shelf. So I would rather have infrequent releases, but have those releases be like the best releases on the planet than have like 20 mid releases in a row. So I think that they're making a really good decision and I hope it works out for them because I only have one collection from Forget Me Not, but I love it. Okay. Let's talk about some new collections. This is the part of the video where I make it all about me. Okay. All right. I'm very excited to announce to you that I have a new collab coming out. And this is, at the risk of sounding like Jacqueline Hill right now, this is like a year in the making. I have been talking with Jess of Peculiar Polish about this collab since I think like September or October of last year. And we've been going through prototypes and talking this out and deciding all these things. And I have a quad that is coming out on my birthday, September 2nd, for those of you guys who don't know, all you fake fans out there. I'm just kidding. I'm releasing, along with Peculiar Polish, a 4-piece collaboration. These are all based on food. This is the Picnic in Busan collection. These are all based off of Korean foods, and that's all I'm going to say for now because I want to... I'll show you guys though. Here's the 4-piece collection and I'm really excited about it. Swatches will start going live on Instagram, I believe today, as you're seeing this. And then next Saturday, I'm going to release my full video. It'll be all the swatches. I'll give you all the backstory, why I chose what I did, what the story is behind it. I'm really excited about this collection. It's been really hard to not tell literally everybody because, like I said, this has been in the works for like a year. And it's killing me. So look forward to next Saturday when I give you all of the launch details, but this will be going live on her website on September 2nd. Happy birthday to me, which, by the way, I've been saying for like the past like 8 months, like, yeah, I'm 33. I'm not 33. I just realized like a month ago, I was like, I've been telling people I'm 33. I'm 32. I forgot how old I was. That's how rattled my brain has become. So that was my super special announcement. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm excited. We have another collab that's a little controversial, especially because the first time I talked about the first one of these collabs, I got a lot of people in my comments who were pissed off at me because I said that J.K. Rowling is a TERF, which she is. Like, it's not a secret. Like, she doesn't like trans people. She's made that clear. Like, she's publicly announced that. So if you got a problem with me saying that, this video is not for you, I guess. Because we're talking about the Orly Harry Potter collab round 2. Like, what? So now we know why Orly never really made a peep the first time. People were all up in their Instagram being like, what's going on? Why did you make this collaboration? So they must have some kind of contractual obligation, not obligation, but like they must have signed on for multiple uses of this IP or some kind of extended use. And I'm sure it makes them a lot of money, because I know there were a lot of people online who were very vocal about this, but the average consumer probably has no idea what's going on. So I will not be purchasing this collab, but there were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about because it's just kind of a weird one. So first of all, we have 4, they're called like Prisma something. I don't know, and I don't care that much. But they're all based off of the 4 houses in Harry Potter, and they each have like the house's logo on the front. If you were into Harry Potter, like this is probably something you would like. When I was a kid, don't get me wrong, right? When I was a kid, obsessed with Harry Potter. I had short hair, dressed like him like a couple years in a row for Halloween. Loved Harry Potter. Harry Potter was something very nostalgic for me because it was something that my dad and I shared. He would buy the books for me and we would read them in tandem and have like our own little book club. And then he would always take us to the IMAX movies as they came out. So I have very fond, very heartwarming memories tied to this franchise. But I also don't need this nail polish in order to feel good about those memories, because those memories are like something that I did with my dad. And so that's all I need. I don't need this. I can let it go, you know? There's a lot of people who just can't let go of certain IPs. Like, I don't know, when somebody or something that I really liked, when the creator has failed me, I'm like, all right, we're done. I don't need this anymore. I don't know. But there are some Harry Potter adults that just don't want to let it go, and I guess we all deal with things in our own way, but I just can't give money to somebody who I know actively denounces the rights of trans people online, because she has such a big platform and I just don't want to feed into that. But anyways, back to these polishes. So she's got the 4 that are based off of the houses. Then they have 3 magnetics, which I like the color of one of them, but I know I have this color in my collection. I feel like magnetics, like not that I'm saying like your average person can't handle a magnetic, but I'm like, if we in the nail polish community already are like, man, magnetics are annoying and a hassle and they're hard to get right, you think your average Josephine, what do you call a female average Joe? Your average Josephine isn't gonna have the patience for magnetics. So I feel like as smart of a marketing move of like having the magic wand and, you know, doing like a spell on your polish to make it magnetic, as smart of a marketing move as it is, I don't think that one's going to play very well with your average nail polish user. And then they have a glow-in-the-dark topper called Lumos, which is like, of course it's called Lumos. But the one that got me, this one where I was like, I almost want this. I'm not going to buy it because I like see the last 5 minutes of this video for why I'm not going to buy it. But it made me laugh so hard because I have to read to you the copy that was on Ulta's website about this. So this is called the Cloak of Invisibility. And when I saw on the nails, I was like, that doesn't look like anything. And it says, Orly's Harry Potter Cloak of Invisibility. Meet the first ever pH reactive nail tint. Okay. This enchanting pearlescent black veil adapts to your natural chemistry, transforming into a soft glowing pink. Remove to unveil tinted nails. No polish needed. You know what this is? It's an ugly nail polish that intentionally stains your nails a crappy pink. And that's it. It's like a stain. Like, it's like this nail right here. You can see it's like stained a little bit pink right now on the tip because of a polish I was wearing. It's like doing that on purpose. For what reason? Like a nail stain, no polish needed? What? I gotta go through the process of painting my nails. Do I leave it to dry? Like, how long do I have to leave it on before I take it off again? And then my nails are stained? That's so stupid. That's so annoying. And then I was like trying to rack my brain, like, what is the purpose of this? What is the use of this? And I was like, well, could it be considered halal? Like, is this something, because for those of you who don't know, you can't have nail polish covering your nails during prayer because like there's like a water that you have to like wash your hands, and like the water has to be able to touch every part of your hands, and if it can't permeate through the nail polish, it's not, you can't do that. So a lot of Muslim women don't wear nail polish for that reason. And everybody practices their religion differently, so I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody, but like that is typically what I hear when people discuss like halal nail polish. So I was like, is this like a halal option? But then I was like, who cares if it's halal? It's still ugly. Like, at least do something better than that. I don't know. If anybody's got a good idea about what the heck is going on with this thing, let me know, because that's so weird. Like, to me, what I think is that they screwed this up. This was supposed to be something entirely different. They made a mistake and they were like, how can we sell this anyways? Because we mixed up 40,000 gallons of this crap in the bag. Like, that's all I could think of, is that Orly was like, oops, maybe they'll buy it anyway. I don't know. Also, I didn't even see this on the Orly Instagram feed, so I don't know how much they're even promoting this. I just saw it on Ulta. Somebody like mentioned, maybe I saw it on Reddit, that they mentioned it was on the Ulta website, and it looks like it's an Ulta exclusive thing, so that's where I saw it. Now, this next one is not necessarily a collection, but it's kind of a collection. I don't know. It's Polish Pickup. September is coming up very soon, and it is my favorite month to shop Polish Pickup because the September sale is Halloween, and I love all the Halloween stuff. I've been looking at some of the spoilers, and there's some really good ones. There's an Over the Garden Wall polish. That's a must. There is a polish based off of, if you guys have been on the internet for an eternity like me, and you love internet brain rot since you were a child, if you guys remember, there's like that video of all those goth people like rave dancing under a bridge. There's a polish literally based off of that I must buy. So I'm thinking I might do a Polish Pickup shop with me because October is my favorite month, so I feel like I'm going to be loading up on those. But if you guys want to see spoilers or just like preview them before they go on the website, definitely join the Polish Pickup Facebook group because there's a maker spoiler thread where you can just kind of go through and see everything. And then the last new collection that I saw that I just wanted to mention, this was like really insane to me that I wasn't aware of this, but Sally Hansen is doing a Stranger Things collection, and I saw that and I was like, what is this, like an anniversary for the show? Like, what's going on? I did not know this show was still on the air. I did not know this show was still going. I watched the first episode and then I just never watched it again. I don't know what happened. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I just never watched any more of it. I have no ill will towards the show. I have no positive or negative opinions about the show. I think some of the fans are a little crazy, but that goes for every single fan base out there. But I swear I remember the show coming out while I was in college, and I've been graduated from college for almost 10 years. So I Googled it and I was like, wait, the show's still going on, but it's only on season 5. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But there's a Stranger Things collab with Sally Hansen. And it did intrigue me because there are 8 polishes and 4 of them are Crackle. Very cute. And then there's 2 creams and 2 glow in the darks. So I thought it was fun that we got a mainstream releasing some Crackle. These are, from what I can tell, a CVS exclusive, and they're $7.99 each. So if you love Stranger Things, or you love Sally Hansen, or you love Crackle, or maybe you love all 3, get down to your local CVS because I'm sure those will fly off the shelves. The Stranger Things people, they love their merch. So don't we all though? So I thought those were really cute and really fun. And that's really all I saw for newer collections that I wanted to talk about, I guess. But yeah, look forward to my new collection video coming next week. And then I just have a couple more things I wanted to briefly talk about. So we've got conventions, nail polish conventions. So I heard from like 9 little birdies, and I don't have anything to verify this because I just heard from people who heard from people who heard from people. But I heard Polish and Beauty Expo will be expanding next year. So the space that they use has like I think, openable walls so like they can make the space bigger. So I think what that means is we're going to have bigger space to move around with more makers. And they already have, I think, between 40 and 50 makers. So adding more is going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see this because this is, will this be year 5 or 6 of Polish and Beauty? I think it'll be the 6th year. So that's cool to see them continuing, but not only continuing, expanding because they're doing so well. So I'm already excited to attend next year. And then, for those of you who don't know, I got contacted by the person running this, but they had told me that they are starting a nail convention in California, and it is slated to be next year, 2026, September 5th. And this is the Wine and Shine in Napa, California. I don't know too much about it as of yet. It's put on by somebody called the Wild West Nail Polish Conventions, and their goal is to have more nail polish centered conventions out west, because out, in the Midwest, we've got PVE, which is the big one, but there's really not much going on out west. So I think as long as everything goes to plan, I'm going to attend that one as well. Rob's already down to go. They have a list of stuff on their website, but not too many details yet. I do know of a couple people who have been interested in signing up as vendors, so I'm excited to see this kind of come into fruition. And so, I don't know, go follow their Instagram, which I will link down below. Show your interest so that we can kind of see where this goes, because I'm very excited to have potentially more nail polish conventions. And then the last thing, I don't know if this counts as news, but just like this miscellaneous kind of random thing that I've been seeing all over Reddit, and this was like, I think it hit its peak of the trend a couple weeks ago, but have you guys seen I think they're calling it the glass bead technique with magnetic polish, where they're like doing these really elaborate, they're taking their big 30-pound horseshoe magnets, and they're making these elaborate, like, crazy machines to like spin the magnet. And some of these get a little bit dangerous, a little bit like, I'm like, you need to be careful. But they're like spinning these magnets to basically like pull the pigment, and it creates a really, really beautiful effect. I don't have the patience for, but I will admire from afar. Well, a couple days before I was going to film this, I got an email from Funny Business Lacquer because I joined their like promotional email chain so I could see what's going on. And they created something that's a much safer way to do this. It's this little tool here where you can put your horseshoe magnet on it. They all seem to have like a little hole in the top of them, so you can like slide it right down on there and spin it around and get that effect without having, like, I saw some people like sticking them on like power drills and just like doing some very questionably dangerous stuff. So this is the safe way, I think, to get your glass bead effect. And I believe it was fairly cheap as well, because it's just like a 3D printed piece. So if you're interested in the glass bead technique, but you're terrified of what all these people over on Reddit, specifically, I've seen this on Reddit, where like, I think the mods of the Reddit Lacqueristas subreddit had to be like, all right, guys, you got to cool it because we're going to get hurt here. If you saw some of those, you would be thankful that this tool has come out. So, and it's available in quite a few colors according to their website. So definitely check that out if you've been interested in this technique, but you didn't want to bust out the power drill and potentially harm yourself. So that is going to be it for the nail polish news. Join me next week when we talk about my brand new collab with Peculiar Polish. I'm very excited to give you guys all the details of this launch, and let me know down below if there's anything you know that I don't about some of these things I talked about. If I got any details wrong, feel free to let me know. I always am welcome to be politely corrected, because I'm not like trying to spread misinformation. You know, whenever I say something that's wrong, I hate when people get really mad at me because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. But yeah, just let me know down below if there's anything that you want to see covered next time too. Or DM me as well. I'm always open to hearing what you guys want to see in these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.